So yeah, can you tell us a bit about, okay, so there's burnout in your
Yeah.
experience, right? So I think some of us know to a degree what it means, but maybe you can elaborate. But there's burnout and there's maybe parental burnout.
Yeah.
Maybe you could give us a little bit more understanding of how you see it and what you've experienced with your clients.
Yeah. A lot of parents become very, very tired, right? And this is one thing. Being tired is one thing, and having a burnout when you're parenting is another thing. Having parental burnout is not tiredness. It isn't. It's really the nervous system becoming like chronically stressed. So your nervous system, your entire body is constantly under stress, worried, planning this, that. And it happens to all of us, especially parents who are fantastic, right? Because they're like so planned and organized and this and that. And if you have more than one child, even if you have one child and a pet, it's already a lot in today's society, right? You've got your home, you've got the schools, you've got the after school, you've got your job, your wife has a job, double working parents. Today's society is really a fast speed. So you get all these beautiful couples who plan to have a child and see this wonderful future ahead, and sure enough, it comes. But the speed of life and the amount of things that go in life, plus the extreme intensive job of parenting, it's beautiful, but you lack sleep, you lack time, the activities you have to do are double, the planning is constant, you're taking care of this little person who is constantly depending on you emotionally, physically, mentally, right? That's just how it is.
Yeah.
It's a lot to juggle. So parental burnout, basically this chronically stressed nervous system symptoms. Let me give you some examples of what would that parent be feeling. Definitely numbness. It's almost like a depression that comes over the parent. Irritability. They can be very immediately jumpy and getting so irritated when the child does something, or the school or the wife or the husband or whatever, very irritable. There's a lot of guilt because you want to be a better parent, but you think you're not really doing it. So these are all signs of it. There's one more too here that I put here. There's a feeling of, well, you're over-functioning, right? So there's a chronic exhaustion that's in the system, a chronic exhaustion.
So I find the fact that you mentioned the numbness, is, I guess that's hard to grasp, I think, for people. Let's just do an example. Let's say, you have a newborn, because you don't sleep when you have anyone that's had a newborn knows that you ain't sleeping for the first 3, 6. I mean, I even have friends of mine that haven't slept in 2 years, right? So the sleep, the stress, but what really is, do you think, the main cause of this parental burnout? Like if there was one thing in your experience, over-functioning.
And but you don't even stop for a minute to check on you, right?
So there's no pause.
There's no pause.
Essentially, okay.
There's the constant tasks that are needed for your home, your child, your partner, your job, and there's no break.
Got it.
And that break is extremely necessary for yourself. The thing is, if you don't stop and take care of you, which many parents think is really a selfish thing to do, especially when you have children, or young, whatever. And I hate that word, that when they call that's selfish. It is not selfish. Taking care of you is actually not a privilege or an extra, it is necessary. It is so needed because your child borrows your self-regulation, borrows your nervous system, borrows your state of being in order to regulate themselves. They don't know yet, children don't know yet how to calm and soothe themselves.
Chameleons.
And if you're overstressed and running from task to task to task to task, you become numb to yourself. You don't hear yourself, you don't check on yourself. How do I feel today? What have I done for myself this week? Did I do anything this week that is really just for me? Read a book, go for a walk, talk to my best friend, anything. Just this over-functioning and running to meet the physical needs of everything around you and emotional and mental needs of everyone else, except yourself, is not sustainable.
Gotcha.
A moment will come where all of you is caring for all of the outside,
but not the inside.
And this becomes an empty shell, and it's gonna deploy. This isn't gonna work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's going to fall apart
The world
eventually.
is gonna
Yeah,
collapse
cave in.
on you. It
Yeah.
is gonna cave in.
It's a bit like, we were just talking about my terror of flying. It's a bit like when the oxygen mask is deployed. You have to put on your oxygen mask first before putting that of your kids and the people around you, right? There's a reason for that.
That's that example. I love that.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Because if you go helping the kids first, well, and then you faint, well, now what?
Yeah.
You have to take care of you. And sadly, this is something that you don't see in today's society at all. No. Self-care, stopping to check on how I'm doing. Why am I tired? What can I change in my routine this week to give myself some space? What can I introduce to bring joy back into my life? Maybe just like a 10-minute break each day with my favorite cappuccino at a 5-minute walk from here. I don't know, whatever suits that one person, but those tiny little things that generate energy and joy for parents are so important. So important. They are not luxury. They are needed because your mental, emotional well-being is so important for this child. He or she is growing up depending on your nervous system and your self-regulation and learning how to live from you. So if you run around like a headless chicken just trying to help everybody,
you're passing that on.
Yeah, and all of us come from different cultures, right? International people. I often have people tell me, many of my clients say, well, I didn't grow up like that. Like that would be, my parents, like that would be so selfish. Like you're supposed to give till you drop. That's true love. Well, but then you ask them, so how's your mother now? Well, now she's got high blood pressure. She's miserable. She's They age poorly, the parents. They exhaust themselves. And now this child who grew up under chronic stress has become the nurse of his parent, who is still battling chronic stress. I mean, what quality of life is this?
Yeah, less than ideal, clearly.
Less than ideal.
Yeah.
Less than ideal.
And it's funny because, some people, they say, oh, you're burned out, you need a holiday, right? I vividly remember my childhood holidays were amazing for me, and I had a great time, and I'm really grateful.
Yeah.
But when I hear all my friends now who have kids, the holiday ain't a holiday when you go with your right. So I think what you're talking about is kind of, if I understand correctly, it's about how can you fix your current routine, to have the, I think, downtime, as you say.
To be the best version of yourself, to be able to love yourself as much as you love your partner, as much as you love your children. Yeah. Because you're all one unit. Yeah. And without self-love and self-care, I mean, what are you teaching? Yeah. It doesn't work. Yeah. And so it's really, really essential. And that's where parenting burnout begins, because the person never stops to take care of themselves and teach and show how self-regulation works, right? So saying something to your child, for example, of when your child is asking something or nagging about something, I'll get back to you. Right now, I'm going to take 5 minutes to go outside to breathe and calm my system down. Once I'm calmer, I'll come back and talk to you about this. I'll be right back. I'm going to be outside that window. Okay, you're going to wait here and play with the blocks. I'll be right back. That's an amazing lesson for the child. They're learning to do that. Now, I used to do that very often in my centers, in my childcare centers. I always verbalized what I was doing. And then you saw that the children started talking the same way. They'd be playing with each other, and then one gets very irritated, and she'll get up and say, because they're fighting over something or whatever, and she'll get up and say, I'm going to go play somewhere else so I can calm down. Maybe I'll play with you again later, and maybe I won't. I'm going now. And she gets up and walks away. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, it's good.
Wow, right?
Yeah,
that's like powerful for a child.
Yeah, for sure.
To know when to remove herself.
To have that level of development
And all she was doing was mimicking stuff I say, right? But it is in action. Yeah. This is looking at yourself from a bigger picture, how I feel, regulating your emotions, and taking a step to calm your nervous system, self-regulate, and come back. Of course, that's too complicated for a little one, but
sure.
She mimicked what I did. And what's important to note here is that parents who are really like in a burnout or chronically stressed, what happens is the child mimics. It's how children are always.
They copy.
Mimic, they copy.
Yeah, I know. My sister always tells me, don't say that in front of the kids.
Yeah.
Don't say that in front. They're going to repeat it. They're going to repeat it at school.
They'll repeat it everywhere, and they will live it everywhere because they learn about the world around them from the behavior of the adults around them.
Yeah.
This is how children learn to interpret the world, by the reaction of the adults around them and by watching how they live and how they cope. Not by what you say, but by how you live and what you do and what you're doing. And so that's fantastic. That's very good news, because it means as a parent, if I take care of myself and I slow down, partly plan it in my agenda, every week there is me time, me, myself, and I can do whatever I want, read a book under a tree. Of course, then you need your partner or the daycare or your mother or someone to care for the child for that short bit, or maybe during their nap time. I don't know, whatever suits you. But you must exist in this equation. And there has to be at least 1 day a week, at least 1 day a week for each parent that you set about, say an hour to sit with yourself and look at the situation of your family and how you're doing. 1 hour. You could plan it on Saturday, you could plan it on Sunday, you could plan it on Wednesday if you're not working a full day, whatever. Why that's so important is because in that hour I can sit and ask myself, why am I so irritable lately? I'm realizing,
why am I so exhausted? Why am I so
exhausted and irritable and snappy? What's going on? Is it really that I'm so irritated by my partner? Are they really that horrible, or is it actually me?
Yeah.
Or why am I going crazy when my son starts crying? I can't stand this the minute it starts, the noise and this overreaction other parents aren't doing. Why am I doing it? What's going on?
Yeah.
So having this hour to realize that something is going on, or that things are going great, or learning a new thing, or if something is going on and you don't know what it is, finding help, emotional help or support to do it, that's brilliant. Raising children emotionally alone is not doable. I could tell you that right now.
Children emotionally alone is difficult.
Yeah, it's not doable.
Yeah.
Single parents need to have either a mother or a teacher or a daycare, something.
Yeah.
Because emotional well-being, the provision of that to provide that for a child as a one unit,
it's difficult.
It's not doable. I'm telling you, it's not just difficult, it is not doable.
Gotcha.
Full stop. It starts okay, baby, cute, small, whatever. Eventually, it's going to catch up to you as a single parent.
Wow.
You need the support of another adult or group or center.
Okay. No, that's good.
Yeah.
And I can imagine that can be difficult for internationals, right?
Yeah.
Because they don't, by definition, they don't have a group, right? So
exactly, and this is why you see a lot of support groups, and you know, Holland has fabulous places as well, like those consultation offices, and they give you all kind of play groups, and library groups, and whatever. But so long as the child can bond with another adult, whether it's your neighbor or your mother comes once a month or something, the teacher at school, or you need that emotional support from someone else outside. All alone, it's just, you know, it takes a village to raise a child.
Yeah, that's how it was in the ancient times.
Yes.
Right? It's our modern society that has kind of redefined what family is and what it should be or what it shouldn't be, and no comment on it.
And then people wonder why they're chronically depressed, why they're chronically exhausted, why this burnout from parenting. Not to add, of course, like I said, the speed and the schedules. This child to this place, drop him off, pick him up, that child here, this, that. Where do you find time for anything?
Next level.
It's a whole next level. It's exhaustion.
Well, thank you very much for this wonderful chat, Robbie. I must say I really learned a lot from it, and I really hope that all the viewers, learned from this as well. I know it's tremendous for especially people in the international community. I do encourage everyone to check out Robbie Zane's book Choices. It's available on Amazon, I think.
Yes, it's available.
Yeah, it's definitely it's also in paperback, and you can order it. And I think it's let's just say it's a helpful guide, and a lot of these notions that she discussed today can be found there. And definitely look her up on LinkedIn as well, and reach out. Thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next podcast.
Yeah, super. Thank you so much.
Thank you.